James, your wonderful book, Awakening Joy, which you've co-written with Shoshana Alexander, has come out of your many years of teaching meditation, but very specifically from your last 6 years of doing the Awakening Joy course. I read your book while I was in Australia recently. I read it over the course of a week each night. And I have to say that the actual experience of reading the book made me joyful.
Oh, good.
So I just loved it. It's an experiential book, which I know the course is as well. Could you speak about some of the principles in the course that actually help people move from perhaps unhappiness or even depression to, as you say, inclining their minds toward joy?
The principles that I've been using and sharing with others for the last several years come out of my own exploration as to what happiness is about. And I think the first key principle is knowing where real happiness lies. There's something deep within us that longs for happiness. Everybody wants to be happy, isn't that so? And partly it's accessing that place that is really rooting for our happiness, but is coming from a connection to life, and that comes from a feeling of wholeness and integrity and aliveness and authenticity. So once you first see where the happiness lies and see what it means to experience well-being and joy, then it's a matter of practicing methods that keep on inclining the mind that way. It all starts with the clear decision to do your part to allow for well-being and happiness to be experienced.
I know that one of your chapters is finding joy in difficult times, and we certainly seem to be in difficult times.
Yeah.
How does one stay joyous, holding all of that sadness in the heart?
This is a key question that everybody has to come to terms with, because there's no getting around the fact that there's suffering in life. And if you're thinking that awakening joy means pasting on a smiley smile and saying, oh, everything is just hunky-dory, you're basically living in denial. A key aspect of the program and the book is how to hold sadness without being overwhelmed by it, how to wake up to what's true and have a bigger perspective that is still able to access what's good in life.
And another one of the chapters is called The Sweetness of Loving Ourselves. Can you say more about that?
It's not always easy to love ourselves, and yet I think it's the key, really the key to allowing that love to come out, to be shared with everybody. And I've seen it as one of the key principles of awakening well-being and happiness, to really look for the good not only outside but in yourself. Letting go is really putting down the burden of the extra baggage that we carry and separating what we want from what we need.
James, but what about the cases where one has to let go of something that was very, very dear, something that was an integral part of one's well-being in life, whether it be one's own physical abilities, one's ability to work and create, the loss of a spouse, or in the worst cases, the loss of a child? Is there some way to redeem that kind of loss and still find joy?
Yeah, well, this is a very key question, because loss is a part of life. And although you might pick up a book called Awakening Joy and think that it's filled with one one delightful, sweet story after another. There's actually many stories in the book of people who've taken this program who have had to deal with heavy loss. And finding meaning in loss is a very central element of awakening joy.
If one inclines one's mind toward joy, as you are recommending, it actually will cause the brain to be more susceptible to turning toward joy as a regular habit, because the brain neural pathways themselves will change in that direction.
There is a scientific basis for joy. Neurons that fire together wire together, that as you practice, incline your mind and actually practice over time certain ways of thinking, certain habits of action and speech, that the neural pathways in the brain actually change, and you become more and more habituated towards well-being. And in the book, we're fortunate enough to have the contributions of a number of neuroscientists and researchers share their stories, both in sidebars and in having presented at the course that I teach.
Yeah, I loved all those sidebars throughout the book, all those great quotes and poems and examples and cases. James, your background has been in Buddhism for 30 plus years, and of course there are a lot of people interested in Buddhism these days, growing interest, but there's also a growing secular movement of people who really don't want to be affiliated with any religion or tradition. What would you say to those of us who are more in that group, but who want a feeling of sacredness and meaning in their lives?
Awakening Joy is not a religious book, it's not a political book. It's a book that anybody can find helpful to lead them to happiness. I really hope that you'll take a look and see what the book has to offer and the course has to offer. It's been a real honor to write the book with Shoshana and to teach these courses, and I hope you can find some benefit from them.